You're now listening to the Pitchside Peregrines podcast, your home for all things Athletic Club Boise.
All right, everybody, quick word from our sponsor, KJO Insurance. Look, being forced to rely on a GoFundMe might suck, but knowing you have a life insurance policy waiting for your family if anything happens, that doesn't suck. KJO makes it simple and affordable. Please DM at KJO Insurance with Pitchside or call 208-883-4800.
Welcome in, everyone, to this week's episode of Scouting Our Prey, a Pitchside Peregrine podcast special. As you can see, I am your host for this episode, Elias. Kyle is unfortunately unable to record, so I am stepping in to tackle this midweek affair where AC Boise will be taking on the Greenville Triumph. Once again, just want to give a quick shout out and a thank you to KJO Insurance for always sponsoring our content and believing in us in this inaugural season covering the team. Kicking off, Greenville isn't great, which is good for AC Boise. They currently sit in 15th with 14 points, so they're averaging less than a point per game. Their current form has not been immaculate either against lesser teams. Lost to Corpus Christi, lost to Fort Wayne, lost to Richmond, draw to Sarasota. They beat the Cosmos 3-0, but most teams seem to have their way with the Cosmos. Lost to Charlotte, good team, lost to AV Alta, lost to Westchester. So maybe not the most amazing talent for a team, but let's not get over ourselves and underestimate this team and the potential that they have. As mentioned, they are from Greenville, South Carolina. They are a long-standing team. They've been in the USL One since 2019. They have won the USL once in 2020 due to the shortened season and no playoffs. They were awarded the championship due to points per game ratings. Really, their first 5 years, they were a great contender up until last season where they finished 11th out of 14th and did not perform. And then this season obviously also is not a great start to a season, or we're not even starting the season, we're halfway through. So definitely not how they drew it up, especially with them recently also building a brand new stadium that is soccer specific, the GE Vernova Park. There's some great renditions and renderings of what it'll look like completed, but it is similar to Athletic Club Boise's stadium where it is soccer specific. So if you ever wanted to catch an away day match, this is probably one of the stadiums that would be pretty cool to go see. Jumping into some players to watch for this game. Game is on a Wednesday, so we're looking forward to a short rest. So hopefully everyone comes back and travels well and shows up good against this maybe lesser side. But the first player we're looking at is a forward, Azad Liad. He is a goal scorer for them. He's scored 3 goals and has 2 assists. I know that maybe doesn't seem like a lot, but with this team, it is not, maybe there's not a lot of goals being scored for them. I want to say, let's look just to make sure I'm not telling you misinformation. I want to say they've only scored 14 goals all season. So he has scored almost a fifth of their entire goals and assisted on over a third of their goals this season. So a player that is maybe generating some chances for them. When it comes to maybe his advanced analytics, he's really great in the air, being 6'1", great at ground duels, aerial duel win percentage, touches, progressive carries. He really loves to just move the ball forward and create chances. When I do these, I love using this attribute overview just to give you someone on Athletic Club Boise to compare him to. He's the green area here, so obviously a little more tactical, a little bit more attacking forward. He really kind of, to me, is a very close connection to him. Again, Toomey loves to carry the ball, create chances, shoot often, shoot early. I think Toomey leads the team with shots. But I think a Toomey type player with some lethality, and whenever he has the ball, there is a chance that something's going to happen. Azad has been around the league a lot, bumping around between um, championship teams, League One teams. He was with Greensville Triumph this year, Tormenta in 2021. Looks like some championship teams and MLS teams in 2022. So he's definitely a seasoned veteran, being 28. I mean, I'm 28, so I can't say he's old, but definitely not maybe the youngest player out there. So definitely someone that the defense needs to keep in check to ensure that he is not unmarked and allowed to create something out of nothing. Next player we're looking at is Luis Herrera. He's 30 years old. He's been with the team since 2024. He's again a player who's bounced around and been in the league for a while. He was with the Locomotives in USL Championship from 2019 to 2023. He's been with the Greenville Triumph since from 2024 to present day. So far this season, Luis has played 11 games, 11 starts, and so far this season, no goals, but he does have an assist. Looking at his analytics, maybe we're grasping at straws to show lethal players, but he is really great at ground duels and getting back and recovering from issues. So again, that maybe lends him through that description and through these attribute overviews to a Philip Mayaka type player that he's great at winning ground duels, but when he maybe loses the ground duel, he will get back and cover and put out the fire that maybe he started, similar to how Philip does. Next on our list is Connor Evans, midfielder again, a little younger, 24, 5'9". He's maybe had his best game with the team last game with the 8.1 player of the match in a loss against Corpus Christi. So maybe speaks to his talent level for this team, even if he's not producing. He plays more midfield, but maybe more defensive minded midfielder. Again, no goals. Sorry, one goal in the Prinks Tire Cup, but no goals and no assists in league play. This guy is a very much the assist generator. His X assist statistic is looking to be about 84 percentile, so on the upper 2/3 or upper 3/4 of the league. Like same with key passes, he's in the 90th percentile. Finishing third passes. Again, he's the person who maybe gets the pass before the pass, as he doesn't have any assists, but he does get those passes into the lethal area to have someone else create that final pass. It looks like. So Connor is relatively new to the club. He was with them last year during their entire campaign, playing 35 games. This year so far, 20 total games in all competitions, and has played in 15 matches for the Greenville Triumph. Last player to look at, if we kind of touch all three phases of the pitch of offense, midfield, and defense, is Brandon Frick. Frick, whatever you want to call it. 6'1" defender who's pretty old, 34 in soccer years. He has also been with Greensville probably since 2020, so he won the championship in 2020 and been with them ever since and just rode the wave. He did have a brief stint with someone else in 2019, but didn't get much playing time. So Brandon is 6'1", as mentioned. He has 3 goals, which for a defender is great. We'd love defenders who can head goals and create chances on the back end. Brandon is great in the air, given his height, obviously. It will cause probably some issues for Thomas Among, for a Dennis, for maybe our 5'10", 5'9" forwards who just can't deal with the height difference. So hopefully they can take advantage in finding pockets of space between the center back line for Greensville to just capitalize on this. He's great in the air, as mentioned. He's great at taking the ball away. He's in the 75th percentile for takeaways, and he's got a knack for goal and a head that can find the back of the net. Looking at comparisons, Jonathan Ricketts is your comparison here pretty much perfectly in just these attribute overviews. Realizing I didn't do this for Connor Evans, you may have seen it, but Charlie Adams is his comparison here. Pretty similar stats and statistics and even height. Maybe not age, but yeah. So let's look at the players to look. Let's look at the players for the Greensville Triumph. They're not. There was no one who screamed off the page for Greensville. I guess looking at their formation, let's look at Corpus Christi as their most recent. They do play a back five, 5-3-2. So you've got three center backs, two a left and a right back, three in the midfield, and then two up front. That's pretty consistently what they play. They sometimes play again maybe an inverted 3-5-2, where similar to AC Boise, three center backs, five in the midfield with two wing backs, um, three midfielders, probably an attacking midfielder, defensive, and then maybe a box to box, and then two up front. So seems pretty similar to AC Boise statistic or formationally in having a lot in the back, as AC Boise recently has been playing a more defensive minded game and valuing clean sheets and the like of that, and not making mistakes that have lost us. I think in one of the national broadcasts, it was mentioned that analytics have said that through mistakes that AC Boise has made, they've lost 9 points, I want to say, which is three full victories, which I could probably point at a couple areas through the season where 9 points were lost. So, I mean, if you would have put 9 points back in AC Boise's standings, we'd be top of the league with a cushion. Now, that's not actual, that's in La La Land and hypotheticals, but if we can stop making mistakes, we would definitely not be at 30 points. We'd definitely be contending for a um, home playoff match come October. Insurance premiums suck, but your coverage doesn't have to. KJO Insurance is local. They know Idaho, and they'll make sure you're not getting ripped off. It's really easy. DM at KJO Insurance on Instagram with keyword pitchside, or call 208 883 4800. Tell them the podcast sent you. You'll be covered. Now, back to today's episode. As we always do, I love to kind of compare the two teams side by side using SofaScore statistics. AC Boise has played more games, so this is maybe a little bit skewed on goals scored and goals against. But again, with three additional games, AC Boise has nearly doubled what Greensville have scored, 27-14. Goals conceded, they have the exact same at 25, which speaks to how leaky and ripe that Greensville is for taking advantage of and scoring against. AC Boise does have more assists, but let's not read into that too much. That's 3 games difference. Goals per game, 1.5 to 0.9. Shots per game are even at 4.2. So Greensville does like to get the ball. When they have the ball, they like to take a shot. Big chances per game, 2 for AC Boise, 1.6. Big chances missed, about the same, 1.2, 1.3. So both teams do not maybe capitalize on every big chance that they create. As against most teams, AC Boise does usually win the possession battle, averaging 55% possession, averaging more passes, or accurate passes, excuse me, at 410. Long balls per game, as AC Boise is not maybe a large long ball team. This is a stat that is always funny to see, that they even beat Greensville in long balls per game. Looking at the defensive side, we have more clean sheets with 5 against 3. Goals conceded per game, we are lower at 1.4 to 1.7. Greensville does have more interceptions, tackles, and clearances per game, but maybe the clearances statistic is maybe more of a showing that they are constantly getting attacked and constantly on the back foot and need to create clearances. Saves per game, with the amount of shots that they have to take, they should have more saves per game than Jonathan Cleaver, who, in the grand scheme of things, is a very usually untested goalkeeper. Not that he is bad, but just the defense is doing such a great job that not many shots get through. Looking at the last section, which is maybe just fun to look at, they do have 2 yellow cards. They average 2.5. They average 2.5 yellow cards per game. They have 2 red cards in the season. They do have more throw-ins per game, but doesn't really matter. So, surprisingly, still have a good amount of offsides at 1.2 to 1.6, with how much Thomas Among and the team usually gets caught offside, which recently has not happened as much. So, all that to be said, this has trap game written all over it, unfortunately. Short week playing this weekend, and then having to travel from New York. I don't know if the team traveled back. I could see them just staying on the East Coast to avoid having to ping pong back and forth. If any of the players are watching, I'd be really interested to hear if that's the case, if they just stay over there to avoid additional flights and costs and navigating time zones. But they will have be going from New York to South Carolina, so very East Coast battled. Last time we traveled east on a short rest was against the Charlotte Independents. Be it we were playing in a monsoon. That was before the Charlotte Independents really showed who they are, as they are now a top of the table team. So that loss maybe looks a little better than it did, but there's always just this desire of, oh, we're playing a worse team, we need to collect points, and we should. All statistics, all things are pointing to AC Boise is a better team than the Greenville Triumph. Now we just need to capitalize like we did against the New York Cosmos, like we did against Portland Hearts of Pine, and keep this win streak going, as AC Boise is currently on a 4-game win streak, going back to Westchester. Obviously not all in league, but the Sacramento win definitely solidified our abilities. If we wouldn't have slipped up against Knoxville, we would have been on a far longer win streak of 6 games, going on hopefully 7 against the Greenville Triumph. All that to be said, I think this hopefully should be a victory for the good guys. I'm going to go 2-0 is my prediction. We love clean sheets around here. And I think with how the defense of Dengler, Kroll, Yarrow, Ricketts have been working in this kind of hybrid back 3, back 4, that we can really hold them back. Maybe the age-old question is short week, who's starting, who's playing. I think this is a great opportunity, if fit and if ready for play, if Jesus Barea could start, maybe. Maybe see Dennis, who came on at the back end of the Cosmos game and got 30 minutes under his belt, could start as well, and that could be your front two. Obviously, Blake started up front in the game against the Cosmos, given the maybe hard choices we have to make, as Jonathan Ricketts and Jonathan Yarrow both have been playing well off the right, and Ricketts can fill that right wing back role. We had Bodley up front. I don't see a world where Bodley gets cut from the side, just due to just due to positional and what he brings to the team. But who knows? We'll see come tomorrow evening what this looks like. It is at 5 p.m. local here, so for those of you getting fresh off of work, you'll have a game to watch, which is awesome. But really interested to see what the side looks like. I think this will be a fun match. Hopefully a easy coast to victory, similar to the Cosmos match, where it really never felt like we were out of the game or ever going to lose. So with that all, we'd love to hear your comments on what you think this game is going to look like. Also, if you're listening this far, Kyle and I have been talking about trying to do live streams for either a live watch along or live post game reaction. So if that's something that interests you, that you'd want to interact with, since I think if it was just Kyle and I talking to ourselves for 90 minutes or for a post game to ourselves, maybe not the most fun. We'd want community interaction with that. So leave a comment in below if that's something that's interesting to you, along with like, comment, subscribe to YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen. Tell a friend who's interested in this after the World Cup, who wants to get into soccer, that we have a team here in Boise that maybe isn't the level of a France or a Spain, but it is your local club. So thanks again for listening, and we hope to hear your comments about tomorrow's game on Instagram. Bye, everyone. That's all for today's episode. If you enjoy the show, make sure to like, comment, share with a friend, and make sure you're following the show wherever you listen. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube for all updates and future content to come. If you want to help support the pod and get access to exclusive content, early episodes, and bonus perks, head over and check out our Patreon. It truly helps us keep this thing growing. Thanks again for listening. Thanks for being part of the community, and we'll catch you in the next one.